Hi, everybody. My name is Mr. Biggie, and I am the math department chair here at the DC Everest Senior High. And I just want to take a minute quickly to talk to you about your options after Algebra 2 and registration and what options are available to you guys and how you should go about selecting your math class for next year. First thing I want to kind of mention is if you are planning on going to any type of college after high school, whether it be a tech school, 2-year university, 4-year university, you should definitely be taking a math class your senior year. And that math class and those options, like I said, are what I'm going to talk to you about today. The placement and what you take should depend on what your interests are and what you want to go into and what you want to do with your life after high school, as well as how you're doing in your current Algebra 2 class. So I'm going to talk to you about those options. First set of options are we have two different levels of pre-calculus classes. The first one is just pre-calculus and trigonometry. In algebra, if you're in Algebra 2 and you're getting an A or a B and you're interested in going into some math or science related field, you should probably be thinking about taking pre-calculus next year. If you're undecided on your major, pre-calculus might be an option if you're getting an A or a B because it keeps the most doors open for you as you move forward. And it just gives you more options if you're not real sure what you're going to do in the future. Okay. The other pre-calculus class, in the past we've offered pre-calculus BC, we've called it. Now this next year we're going to be starting up an AP pre-calculus class. So if you are getting either an A or an AB in your Algebra 2 class, and that grade is earned without any retakes, you should be thinking about possibly taking the AP pre-calculus class. It's open to both juniors and seniors, so it's a possibility for that. You should talk to your teacher, though. It should become with teacher recommendation on that one. And the other nice part about it is because it's an AP class, as long as you pass the AP tests, you could end up with either 3 or 4 college credits, depending on how you do. And again, any math or science majors going into that class as well. Okay, so pre-calculus is more directed towards math and science majors. The next option is applied calculus. And in this case, if you are planning on going into the business field, economics, accounting, finance, things along those lines, biology major, natural resource major, any of the social sciences, any of those, applied calculus might be an option for you. That's probably the class that you should be thinking about taking. You need to be a senior, okay? So current sophomores, it's not going to be open for you. It's not going to be an option. But current juniors in Algebra 2, that would be an option as well as the applied calculus class. It is a dual credit class through UW Stevens Point. You take a placement test just to make sure that you're ready, and then it is offered, 4 credits is offered for $100 total. And that's a huge deal because 4 credits would probably cost you $1,000 normally. And we have a deal worked out with UWSP that you can get those 4 credits for $100 if you're going into one of those fields. The credits will transfer to probably most UW school or Minnesota type schools as well. But that class is more designed for specific majors, business, biology, social sciences, like I said. So again, talk to your teacher if you're thinking about one of those. Next option would be Algebra 3, which is another dual credit class through the TAC, through NTC. It is basically a college algebra class is what it is. And this class would be something that if you're planning on going on to college, but you are definitely not going to be going into anything science or math related, this is kind of the other class that most college majors have to take if you have to take a math class. It's a dual credit class. It's 3 credits through the tech. It's transferable to most UW schools, so it should work out to take care of some prerequisites. In order to earn that credit, you need to get a 70% or better in the class. And especially if you're going to any type of technical school, this could definitely take care of your requirements for math along those lines. But college algebra is basically geared for anybody that's going to college that is probably not going to be going into math or science related fields. That would be a good choice for you. One other thing that I do, the last class, and I'm going to actually have Mr. Notsky talk about a video here on as well. And the last class is AP Statistics. Mr. Notsky is the one who teaches it, and so I'm going to have him kind of speak to it more specifically. But a couple other things to think about as well is if you are in a pre-calculus class, traditional physics is usually a good class to go along with it. And it would be a good partner to go along with that, or the applied calculus, one of those. If you're going to be taking AP Psychology, AP Stats is a good class that goes along with that, because there's a lot of statistics in AP Psychology as well. So just some things to think about as you're working your way through. Like I said, I'm going to kind of turn it over to Mr. Notsky here so that he can talk about AP Statistics and what's all included in that. If you have any questions, please, number one thing, ask your teacher. If you have any questions, you're welcome to come and talk to me. Again, my name is Mr. Biggie. But specifically, talk to your teacher, and we'll get you in the right class based on your level of achievement and your interests going forward. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Hello, Algebra 2 students. This is Mr. Notsky. I am talking to you because I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about AP Statistics, of what that class is like, and who it might benefit potentially taking that class. First and foremost, it's probably one of the most applicable math courses that you're going to run into. All right. Now, as far as who should potentially take AP Statistics, if you are going into a math-related field, you should highly consider trying to take AP Statistics along with whichever other math course you are scheduling to take for next year. Okay, so if you're going into an engineering, computer science, just math in general sort of field, definitely consider AP Statistics along with your other math class. If you're going into a business marketing-related field, economics, accounting, finance, things like that, you also would probably want to consider this along with maybe taking applied calculus if that fits. Mr. Biggie talked a little bit about some of those other courses and whether those would be beneficial for you or not. Okay, but statistics also applies to those. Stats is also extremely beneficial for people going into any sort of science-related field: biology, chemistry, earth science, environmental science, marine science, agricultural sciences, all of different science fields. It's really helpful and ties very closely with a lot of social sciences. It's often the math class that ties to social sciences a lot more than a lot of your other math classes do. So psychology, sociology, criminal justice, journalism, political science, things like that. It's a math class that's applicable toward the healthcare field as well. Basically, guys, if you look into it, probably 70% of college majors will require a statistics course of some sort. Okay, so it can benefit a lot of different people. Okay, and as to who could potentially be successful in taking AP Statistics, as long as you have passed Algebra 2 with some success and you're willing to put in the time and effort, you can be successful in AP Statistics. You don't have to take it for the AP credit. You can take the class just for the sake of taking the class and learning the material. However, you do have that opportunity to take the AP test at the end of the course to potentially earn college credit for it. All right. So just a quick reminder, as I know Mr. Biggie talked about earlier, but please make sure as you are making this decision about your math class for next year, if you're going on to do any sort of school after high school, do not stop after Algebra 2. You should be taking a math class of some sort yet to finish out your senior year. Please make your decision based off of your plans for after high school. All right, use that to direct which math class is going to be the most beneficial to you. If you have any questions about any of those sorts of things and which class would be the most helpful, talk to your math teacher first. And if you need more details about a certain course, come and talk to the teacher of that course. All right, thanks, guys.